In today's video, we'll talk about something that can affect any relationship: manipulation. Whether it's in a personal relationship, at work, or with a friend, manipulation can be subtle but very harmful. We're going to cover the most common manipulation techniques, give you real-life examples, and show you how to recognize and prevent them. Let's dive in. Our first technique is gaslighting. This is when someone manipulates you into questioning your own reality or memory. You might remember an argument where your partner said something, but they deny it, insisting you're mistaken or that you're overreacting. Over time, this can erode your confidence and self-trust. Example: imagine you're talking to a friend who said they'd help you with something, but when you remind them, they claim they never said that. They might say, "You're just being paranoid," or "You're always making things up." This makes you doubt your own perception. How to prevent it? Trust your instincts. If something feels off, take a step back and assess the situation. Keep a journal or record conversations if necessary. Don't let anyone make you doubt your own experiences. Next up is guilt tripping. This is when someone makes you feel responsible for their emotions or problems, even if it's not your fault. Example: let's say you're trying to set a boundary with a family member, like saying you can't attend a gathering. They might respond with, "If you loved me, you'd come," or "You always put your friends before family." They are using guilt to manipulate you into doing what they want. How to prevent it? Recognize that someone else's feelings are not your responsibility. You have the right to say no without feeling guilty. It's important to set clear boundaries and stick to them. The silent treatment is another manipulative tactic. Instead of discussing a problem, the manipulator shuts down all communication, leaving you to feel ignored and uncertain. It's a form of passive aggression meant to make you feel guilty or anxious until you give in. Example: a partner might stop talking to you after an argument, refusing to communicate or acknowledge your presence. You might be left wondering what went wrong and trying to fix the situation without them actually explaining anything. How to prevent it? Address the issue directly. When someone gives you the silent treatment, don't chase after them for answers. Instead, calmly ask to talk about what's bothering them. If they refuse, don't let their silence control your behavior. Keep your peace. Love bombing is when someone overwhelms you with excessive affection, attention, and compliments, especially early in a relationship. This may seem flattering at first, but it's often a way to gain control and secure your emotional dependence. Example: imagine a new romantic partner who showers you with gifts, constant texts, and exaggerated declarations of love after just a few dates. While it may feel good at first, this intensity can be a red flag. They may be trying to lock you in emotionally only to later manipulate or control you. How to prevent it? Take your time in relationships. Don't get swept up by too much attention too quickly. Healthy love develops gradually, not in an instant. Make sure your feelings and boundaries are respected, and don't feel pressured to reciprocate too quickly. According to statistics, only 5% of people can subscribe to the channel and like this video. Let's start. 3, 2, 1. Playing the victim is when someone constantly portrays themselves as the victim in every situation, avoiding responsibility for their actions while demanding sympathy and support. Example: your colleague may always act like everything goes wrong for them, saying things like, "Why does this always happen to me?" or "No one ever helps me." Meanwhile, they're not acknowledging their own mistakes or efforts to improve their situation. They just want you to feel bad for them and fix their problems. How to prevent it? Recognize when someone is using victimhood to manipulate you. While it's okay to offer support, don't take on their problems as your own. Encourage them to take responsibility and make changes themselves. Manipulators will often play on your insecurities, making you feel vulnerable or less than in order to gain control over you. Example: a person might comment on your appearance or intelligence in subtle ways, like, "Are you sure you're capable of that?" or "You've gained some weight, haven't you?" These remarks are meant to make you feel insecure and dependent on their validation. How to prevent it? Work on building your own self-confidence. When someone targets your insecurities, recognize it as a manipulative tactic. Stand firm in your worth and don't let anyone make you feel inferior. The foot in the door technique is a manipulation tactic where someone makes a small request first, and once you agree, they follow up with a larger one. Example: a colleague might ask you to cover a small task, and when you agree, they keep piling on more work, assuming you'll just keep saying yes. This can lead to you being overwhelmed without realizing it. How to prevent it? Be aware of gradual manipulation. Don't feel obligated to say yes just because you've agreed to something small. Set boundaries early on and be clear about your limits. Triangulation happens when someone involves a third party to create jealousy or conflict, usually to manipulate the situation to their advantage. Example: let's say your partner tells you, "Well, Sarah thinks you're overreacting," or "John said he doesn't like it when you do that." They're using a third person's opinion to manipulate you into feeling bad or doubting your own actions. How to prevent it? Don't let others speak for you. If someone tries to use triangulation, ask for direct communication and clear resolutions. Don't let yourself be manipulated by what others supposedly think. Conditional love is when someone only shows affection or approval when you meet their expectations or demands. Example: a parent might say, "I'll love you more if you get straight A's," or "You're not living up to my expectations." This makes love feel like a reward rather than something unconditional, creating a toxic dynamic. How to prevent it? Recognize that true love is unconditional. Don't feel like you have to earn someone's love by meeting their standards. Set healthy boundaries and know that you deserve love and respect for who you are, not just for what you do. Another common manipulation tactic is reward and punishment. This is when someone controls your behavior by offering rewards for compliance or punishing you for not meeting their expectations. Example: imagine your boss praises you and gives you extra perks when you agree to work overtime, but becomes distant or critical when you refuse. Or a partner might shower you with affection when you do what they want, but withdraw it when you don't. How to prevent it? Recognize that true respect and kindness should not come with strings attached. Stay consistent with your boundaries and communicate that your decisions won't be swayed by manipulative rewards or punishments. Focus on relationships where actions are based on mutual respect, not control. Finally, foot in the mouth. This is when someone says something inappropriate or hurtful and then quickly tries to manipulate you into thinking it was just a joke or that you misunderstood. Example: someone might say, "You look tired today. Did you gain weight?" and then laugh it off, saying, "I was just joking. Don't take it seriously." It's a way to avoid accountability for hurtful comments. How to prevent it? Call out the behavior immediately. Let them know that their words are not acceptable, and they can't get away with disrespectful comments just because they're trying to pass them off as jokes.
Only 1% of viewers will be able to subscribe to my channel and like this video before it ends. 1, 2, 3.